In early September, Ukrainian forces began deploying hovering drones equipped with tanks full of thermite, a metal incendiary that sprays like a liquid and burns as hot as 5,000 degrees Fahrenheit. Russian forces cobbled together their own versions of the Ukrainian Dragon drone a few weeks later. The Dragon drones have mostly attacked bunkers, trenches, and their occupants, the operators apparently calculating that structures and troops are most vulnerable to sticky incendiaries that can kill a human being in seconds. But incendiaries work against armored vehicles too, as one Ukrainian brigade apparently discovered more accurately, rediscovered in eastern Ukraine this week. On or before Thursday, the Ukrainian Army's 30th Mechanized Brigade, holding the line around Minkivka, 40 miles north of the Ukrainian fortress town of Pokrovsk, spotted a solitary Russian tank, perhaps from the nearby Russian North-V Volunteer Brigade, rolling along a treeline road in broad daylight. As a Ukrainian drone observed from a distance, Ukrainian troops struck the tank possibly with an anti-tank missile. The initial hit immobilized the up-armored turtle tank, making it an easy target for a follow-on attack. It seems one of the 30th Mechanized Brigade's Dragon drones was in the best position to finish off the tank. It hovered overhead, spraying the lava-like thermite all over the tank. Soon, the tank was a pyre. Probably the first documented case of a Dragon drone striking Russian armored vehicles, commented War Translated, an Estonian analyst. That incendiaries are effective anti-tank weapons should come as no surprise, even if it took a few weeks for Russian and Ukrainian drone operators to appreciate it. When napalm is splashed onto a tank, the combustible material on the surface of the tank may catch fire, rubber on the tracks, and road wheels may ignite, exposed hydraulic hoses may rupture, and engine compartments may be damaged, the U.S. Army noted in a 2000 study. The damage would be worse in cases where infantry are riding on top of the tank, a common tactic in Russia's 31-month wider war on Ukraine. Napalm also can ignite exterior-mounted ammunition, which may then cause secondary blast or fragmentation damage when it cooks off, the U.S. Army observed. This secondary blast or fire can be a serious threat to mounted soldiers. Don't expect a sudden surge in Dragon drone attacks on tanks. The drone's incendiary spray is fairly inaccurate, which is why the 30th Mechanized Brigade had to immobilize that Russian tank before the brigade's Dragon drone could swoop in. But drone operators in the Russia-Ukraine war learn fast. Some Ukrainian operators of nimble first-person view drones are so skilled that they can strike Russian drones in mid-air or maneuver their explosive FPVs underneath the lips of the add-on armored shells on Russian turtle tanks. With time, the Dragon drone operators will become more skilled too. It might not be long before they can burn down enemy tanks while the tanks are still on the move. On Saturday, the Ukrainian Ministry of Defense released a graphic claiming Russia had suffered 1,280 casualties over the past 24 hours, taking their total since the invasion began in February 2022 to 659,220. On the graphic, the Ukrainians said that over the last 24 hours, Russia had also lost 8 tanks, 31 infantry fighting vehicles, and 72 artillery pieces on the battlefield. These figures have not been independently verified by Newsweek. Separately, Russia's Deputy Foreign Minister, Sergei Ryabkov, has said Russia will not hesitate to resume nuclear weapons testing if they are first conducted by the US, though there are no indications Washington is planning to do this. Ryabkov's comments were the latest in a series of warnings from Russian officials hinting at nuclear weapon use, which seem designed to discourage Western military aid to Ukraine. Russian troops have been making slow and costly advances in Ukraine's Donetsk region, which President Vladimir Putin annexed to Russia in September 2022. According to Angelica Evans, a Russia researcher with the US-based Institute for the Study of War think tank, Moscow controlled 98.8% of Ukraine's Luhansk province as of October 3rd. Combined, the Luhansk and Donetsk provinces make up the Donbas.
Постріл!
Russia is preparing to launch fresh assaults on embattled parts of the front lines snaking through Ukraine's southern Zaporizhzhia region that are vital for Kyiv's logistics operations in the east, according to a Ukrainian military spokesperson for forces in the south of the war-torn country. Russia is readying its forces for new assault operations near the Zaporizhzhia city of Orikhiv and the embattled village of Robotyne. Vladislav Voloshin, a spokesperson for Ukrainian forces operating in Zaporizhzhia, told Ukrainian News. The enemy is deploying personnel there and is likely to intensify new assaults in a few days, he said in remarks reported by domestic media.
Готово! Выстрел! Орудие!
Выстріл!